happens when the innocence of a sleepover turns into a night of terror. Picture this, a gathering of friends, a night filled with laughter and games, suddenly shattered by unexplained occurrences. We're about to delve into 3 spine-chilling stories, all true, all from innocent sleepovers that took a horrifying turn. From spectral figures to uninvited guests, these tales will leave you questioning what lurks in the shadows. So steel your nerves and dim the lights. Prepare to embark on a journey into the dark side of sleepovers. Our initial ominous odyssey whisks us off to an unassuming suburban dwelling on the quaint Elm Street. On an otherwise mundane weekend, a cheerful cohort of companions brimming with laughter and high spirits assembled for a sleepover. As dusk fell and eclipsed the day, the atmosphere began to mirror the encroaching darkness, tinctured with a tantalizing hint of unfamiliarity. As hours rolled by, the friends found themselves in the midst of an increasingly eerie saga. Uncanny noises that defied explanation reverberated through the eerie silence of the dwelling. A bone-chilling draft seemed to seep from the very marrow of the walls, and fitful shadows capered on the periphery of their sightlines. The earlier convivial ambience of the slumber party rapidly usurped by an insidious sense of disquiet. Intrigued and slightly apprehensive, the friends decided to delve into the mystery. They gingerly trudged up the groaning staircase into the attic, the air turning icy with each upward step. Among the detritus of yesteryears and forgotten memorabilia, their eyes fell upon an aged, weather-beaten diary. The parchment was discolored with time, the ink barely legible, but the surviving phrases recited a tale of horror that made their blood run cold. The diary had once belonged to a previous occupant of the house, a young maiden who had resided there over a century ago. She penned down experiences eerily similar to the friends' current predicament. She described an unsettling presence, an unseen entity that seemed to have made the house its abode. The deeper they delved into the diary, the further the temperature seemed to plummet, and a suffocating sense of impending doom pervaded the stale attic air. Abruptly, a fierce gust of wind whirled through the attic, snuffing out their solitary source of illumination. In the inky blackness that ensued, they could detect a faint murmur, as if an unseen guest shared the room with them. Overwhelmed by fear, the friends scampered from the attic, their hearts thrumming an erratic rhythm against their ribs, the whispering intensifying until it appeared to pervade every nook and cranny of the house. Once they had collected their scattered courage, they resolved to vacate the premises at once, the lingering remnants of the petrifying whisper still resonating in their ears. The friends made a pact to forever keep the night's events under wraps, but the memory of it continues to stalk their dreams. The house on Elm Street, once a haven of laughter and friendship, now stands as a chilling epitaph of a night steeped in unimaginable terror. Scene script. Next, we delve into a chilling story of an uninvited guest at a sleepover. In a small town where everyone knew everyone, a group of friends decided to hold a sleepover. It was a night that was supposed to be filled with laughter, secrets, and midnight snacks. The setting was perfect. A grand old house, full of character and history, nestled on the outskirts of town. The friends were excited for a night of fun, blissfully unaware of the terror that was about to unfold. As the night grew darker, the jovial atmosphere slowly began to morph into something eerie. Strange noises echoed through the house, sounds that were out of place in the old dwelling. The faint rustling of papers, the tap-tap-tap of footsteps on wooden floors, the soft, husky whisper that seemed to come from the walls themselves. Doors creaked open only to slam shut abruptly, startling the friends. The temperature dropped inexplicably, and the chilling sensation of being watched pricked at their skin. The house seemed to come alive, its old bones creaking and groaning as if disturbed from a long slumber. The friends laughed it off at first, attributing it to the old house's quirks. But then, the occurrence of these events became too frequent and too unsettling to dismiss. Things took a horrifying turn when one of them, venturing to the kitchen for a midnight snack, saw a figure standing in the shadows. Not just a vague shape, but a clear figure, tall and imposing, standing stock still. The figure's eyes, 2 glowing points in the darkness, were fixed on the friend. Panic set in and they ran back to the group, recounting the bone-chilling sight. The jovial laughter was quickly replaced with a tense and terrible silence. Summoning their courage, they decided to investigate, hoping it was just their imagination playing tricks on them. But as they ventured into the dark hallway, the chilling reality hit them. They were not alone in the house. An old rusty bed hid in a secluded corner of the house. They realized, to their horror, that the house they thought was abandoned was not empty. It had been home to an uninvited guest. The friends ran from the house, their hearts pounding in their chests, their sleepover now a nightmare they wished they could wake up from. They alerted the authorities, who later discovered a squatter had been living there for weeks, hiding in the shadows unnoticed. The friends managed to escape, but the trauma of that night will forever be etched in their minds. The memory of the uninvited guest, lurking in the shadows, would haunt their sleepover stories for years to come. Our final tale is one of the most chilling of all, taking place in the notorious Hill House. Picture this scenario: a group of thrill-seeking friends, driven by their daredevil spirits, taking on the challenge of spending a night in this infamous haunted abode. Their laughter and jests bounce off the aged walls as they settle in, blissfully unaware of the spine-tingling events about to unfold. As dusk blankets the house, it begins to pulsate with a life of its own. The walls murmur with long-forgotten secrets, the stairs under the weight of unseen entities, and the temperature plummets to a frigid cold that seeps into their very bones. But our intrepid group dismisses these eerie signs, attributing them to their overactive imaginations, fueled by ghostly tales and the power of suggestion. The flickering of the lights, sudden drop in temperature, odd noises, they all seem to be tricks of their mind. However, soon, the manifestations escalate to a degree impossible to ignore. Doors slam shut with a force that shakes the house, lights flicker wildly, painting macabre shadows on the wall, and the chilling sound of a child's laughter resonates through the barren halls, its echoes sending a shiver down their spines. A skeptic among the friends, up this point, suddenly feels a cold, clammy, spectral hand brush against his own in a room void of anyone else, causing his heart to skip a beat. The group decides to stick together, their jests and bravado replaced by hushed whispers and wide-eyed fear. They huddle together, waiting the dawn, praying for the night to end. But the house is not done with them yet. A shadowy figure, a vague silhouette, materializes the end of the hallway, its form dark and nebulous, standing still, watching them with an unsettling stillness. The sun finally peeks over the horizon, and the friends, shaken, terrified, and forever changed, leave the house, vowing never to return. They survived the night, but the haunting memories of Hill House will forever linger. Their sleepover turned into a nightmare, a chilling reminder that some places are better left alone, some stories better left untold. For the friends, the haunting of Hill House was no longer just an urban legend. It was a terrifying reality they lived through, a memory that would become a part of their own personal ghost stories. They survived the night, but the haunting memories of Hill House will forever linger. These tales serve as a chilling reminder of the dark side of sleepovers. From the eerie happenings in the house on Elm Street, the unsettling presence of an uninvited guest, to the bone-chilling hauntings of Hill House, each story leaves us with a lingering sense of unease. They remind us that horror can seep into the most innocent of gatherings, turning laughter into screams, joy into terror. Next time you plan a sleepover, remember these tales and beware, for you never know what horrors might await in the shadowy corners of the night. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the dark side of sleepovers. If these tales have kept you on the edge of your seat, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more spine-chilling stories. Next time, we'll be delving into the eerie world of haunted asylums. So, brace yourselves for more thrills and chills. Stay safe, stay curious, and always keep an eye out for the unexplained. Until next time.